The first to bring you the hottest DJ gear on the planet. We are agiprodj.com.
Hello everybody, it's DJ Ty from agiprodj.com, and today we're taking a look at the never seen before from another dealer in the US, the DENON SC2900. Huge thanks to Silvio and Denon for getting this in our hands first. We really appreciate that, and we're here to show it to you. So what this is a non-platter spinning version of the 3900. And you can see they've made a great new platter design. This is a whole new spin for Denon. Similar layout, almost identical to the 3900, but what they've got here is what they call an eclipse, and that's what this LED jog wheel is. So you've got visual indicators for track position, where you are on the track, key points. So this is marker, actually shows you. So that's probably the big thing that stares you in the face when you turn it on is, wow, that's a completely different design. It's a completely different look, this big LED jog wheel. But let's go ahead and go over the rest of the features of it. As we mentioned, it's got an LED jog wheel, standard play, pause, cue controls. It's got reverse, transport controls, track search, and then actually fast and scroll through the track. You've got 4 hot cues that are settable on the fly. You do have loop in and outs. It's really cool when you actually set a loop. You can actually go up here to the plus, change it to an 8, 16, and you can cut it as well. And then you have the loop exit button. As I noticed here, you also have auto loop, so you do have plus and minus to decide how long of an auto loop you're going to set. Easy to do on the fly. You press auto loop again to exit out of it. As you can see here, I've got a little USB drive. That's where we're playing this track from. LED indicator just basically means that it's reading off the drive, and then you have a USB eject. Let's come over here to the other side of the deck. You've got BPM tap, standard Denon pitch bend, plus and minus. It's nice and handy, especially if you're used to that. You also have the ability to use the jog wheel, like some of their competition, to do your pitch bending. So you can use that, and then on the top of the platter. So outside of the jog wheel, if you're not familiar with this, is your pitch bend. All you other manufacturer fanboys, no comments of, oh, they copied Pioneer, blah, blah, blah. Deal with it. It's a great looking deck. You've got pitch control, plus and minus, and you have a nice range of, you can just set it to off, plus or minus 6, 10, 16, or 100. Vinyl mode basically is how we're sitting in right now. If you take that off, the jog wheel does the pitch bending, as I mentioned. So you've got torque adjustment. It's kind of a neat little switch here, and what this does is the torque decides how easily the jog wheel backspins. So on light, and switch it all the way to heavy. You can see it's much tighter. I'll try to spin it at the same. So, nice little torque adjustment there. You have start and stop time controls right here. So what the start and stop button does is it gives you the ability to control how fast or how slow the track starts up. As you can see here, I've got it on max. So when I stop, I touch the platter, it's instant. And when I let go, it's instant. So think back to old days of 1200s, and I'll turn the stop time up a little bit. And so you can do a really cool effect where you So you can adjust that so it's more of a drop. Getting there. So you can see the effect that you can do with the stop time. Start time is different, so you can make your, if you turn this up to slow, I press play. So you can find a nice little adjustment in there. Somewhere about here is where Denon says that it feels, it would give you that kind of electronic representation of what a 1200 is like. So as you can see it, it's going to give you that little turn up. So, slip mode, something new added on to the 2900. What slip mode is you engage it, it says slip on, and what happens is when you scratch, when you let go of it, it picks up where you would have left off. So let's turn this up a little bit. Makes somebody like me who doesn't know how to scratch actually sound like they know what they're doing. Kind of cool. So that's slip mode, brief little demonstration. The shift key gives you options to get to all these secondary functions that are on here. As you can see, that you can trim your A and B loop. Anything that's highlighted in white, you hold down shift and that gives you access to that. These are all your controls. You can access the time remaining, time elapsed. This gives you some display of the text that's on your file. Singular continuous mode, meaning you're either going to play one track or it's going to play basically through your CD or through your USB drive. Holding this down gives you the ability to get into the utility menu of the player. I want to show you something really cool. I'm going to get into presets. We'll go into Jog Indicator Color and check this out. So you've got the default setup. It's got what they call positive red, so that gives you a blue indicator with a red jog wheel. They've got it set up so it's purple, so it's a mixture of the red and blue. Then it's got a negative setting, which is cool if you don't want the really bright flashy LEDs. Kind of cool. And then the lastly would be negative red, so the red is kind of cool. We'll put it back. I like the purple one actually. We'll set it there. And then up here you saw me messing with this. This is basically your selector knob. This does a number of different things. It scrolls through the tracks that are on your drive. It scrolls through the settings and the memo. It scrolls through anything that's got a scrollable menu. This is how you access it. And then these are your navigation controls, your back arrow and your forward arrow. You can have a hot list, which is on the fly, that you can add and remove things to using this button. And then eject. Does just that, kicks out the CD. Notable that it does have a CD drive. Some decks do not anymore. Again, it can play off of a USB. You can link it together with a 3900, so a 2900 and a 3900 can share the same drive. And then it's got MIDI control. And what MIDI mode does, Put it in MIDI mode, and now what it is a fully tractor compliant controller, and they set this up to be tractor out of the box. It's ready to go. There's a TSI file that's downloadable for people that own and register this player. You can grab it off there, and it's fully tractor compliant and ready to go. Make sure and check out, we're going to actually get this set up with tractor in a future video when we have regular stock on these. We got to get this back to Denon ASAP. If we want to take a look at the back panel, we'll spin it around here. It's pretty standard fare. AC plug, power switch is recessed, so you actually have to put your finger in there to get to it. It's got a Kensington lock in case you want to lock it down for security. Here's your link, as I was mentioning, where you can hook them together with Ethernet cable, and then you can play off of the same hard drive between two. It's got that nice orange locking USB connection that they included on the 3900. The fader connection is for fader start, meaning when you move the fader, up fader or the cross fader, depending on how your mixer talks, that will start your track. Digital out is just that, it sends a digital signal out, and then it's got RCAs out. We actually have this hooked right into this nice little RCF D-line box, so dig that. Let's turn it back around to the front so we can get back to where we were. Get it back into USB mode. So that's it. It's very cool. The other thing I should also mention, that link, or the link port on the back, the Ethernet port, when you plug that into a network, you can actually set this up. So if your iPad or iOS device lives on the same network, you can use the Denon Engine software, and that gives you access to your music. You can set up playlists, you can set up hold lists and prepare decks. It's very cool, and make sure you watch the 3900 video if you want to check that out right now. Search on our YouTube channel for 3900 and Engine, and you'll find that video, but it kind of shows what that app does. It's very cool. It's a constantly evolving application, so as time goes on and they put more and more time into it, the features on that will grow as well. But this again is networkable and is accessible through an iOS device, an iPad, or an iPhone. So that's it. It's the Denon SC2900. It's very cool. It's pretty. It's sexy. People love bright colored LEDs. Some people don't. You saw you can turn those off. We're an authorized Denon dealer. We're going to have these in stock ASAP. Make sure you take a look at the video. Keep an eye on our YouTube channel for future videos on these showing other features. We're super excited about it. Again, huge thanks to Denon and Silvio for getting this in our hands to be able to shoot this video for you guys. I'm DJ Ty from agiprodj.com. Hit us up on the web, agiprodj.com. Email us sales at agiprodj.com, or you can call us toll free 866-776-6499. Thanks so much for watching today.